Hello and welcome to another action-packed edition of Sports this morning, reaching you from Channels Television Sports Center in Lagos, Nigeria. My name is Austin Okunakpan. Welcome aboard. Today on the program, we're going back to the basics as we take a look at the development of school sports in Nigeria. Yes, you would agree with me that that's the foundation of talent discovery in the country. And then on the program, we want to understand why school sports isn't flourishing the way it should, and what is the future of sports in Nigeria if that aspect of the sports is abandoned. On the show, we'll also take a look at the Flying Eagles as they continue to pay the price ahead of the African Youth Championship qualifiers. The game against Supreme Court was called off, but at the moment, before coming on air, they are playing FC20 at the FCT in Abuja. Guess the scoreline. It is Flying Eagles 10, FC20 0. I wonder what that will end, but they are indeed paying the price. Okay, let's go to Brazil, where it is 56 more days to go for the 2014 FIFA World Cup that will kick off in that South American country. Remember, Nigeria has been drawn in Group F alongside Argentina, Iran, and Bosnia-Herzegovina. Africa will be fully represented. 5 countries in that one. That's one big tournament that the entire world is waiting for. It will come up in June in Spain. Hala Madrid. Real Madrid are the champions of the Copa del Rey after beating Barcelona by 2-1. What a stunning solo effort by Gareth Bale to give Real Madrid that win over their rivals. It ended again, Real Madrid 2, Barcelona 1. So much to talk about, action-packed world of sport. We'll go on a quick break to see how Real Madrid defeated Barcelona, and then we'll come back. I'll bring the biggest fish in that ocean when talking about school sports in Nigeria to talk to us. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. Stay. For Real Madrid, Iker Casillas lifting the Kings Cup there after his team defeated Barcelona by 2-1. Tough times for Barcelona. Just see how they are going to survive this season. At the moment, they're out of the UEFA Champions League. They have lost out in the Copa del Rey. Can they win the league this season? Tough questions. Now, the entire world can see that not any manager can coach a good team. You must be a good manager to coach a good team. Okay, on that note, we welcome you to this action-packed edition of Sports this morning on Channels Television. We invite you, wherever you are in the world watching us, be part of the show. We want to hear from you. Questions, comments, or suggestions as regards what's going on in your exciting world of sport. Talk to us on Twitter. We're Channels_sports. On Facebook, with Channels-sports. What are you talking about? Fans of Barcelona, talk to us. Fans of Real Madrid, talk to us. In the English Premier League, we also witnessed drama. What a way to go down. Sunderland, they are ready to fight, and they are giving a good fight. It took Manchester City, they banked on luck to get a point against that struggling team at the Etihad Stadium. And then at Goodison Park, the biggest drama. Crystal Palace defeated Everton by 3 goals to 2. Arsenal fans will be saying thank you and well done to Crystal Palace. We will not just stop seeing drama in your action-packed world of sports. Today on the program, we want to go back to the basics, and that's school sports in Nigeria. We want to give attention to that. The benefits of a successful school sports policy are undeniable. If you want to talk about a country that is doing well with talent, go and check out your school sports program. So today on the program, we want to understand why school sports is struggling in Nigeria. We want to proffer solutions on how it can get better. And then we invite you to also be part of the discussion. I brought Malam. He says I must put Malam whenever I'm addressing him. Malam Ibrahim Mohammed. He is the president of the Nigerian School Sports Federation. He'll be joining us today on the program. Sir, it's good to have you and join us on sports this morning.
Thank you.
Okay, I'm looking at the school sports program in Nigeria, and I'm saying and I'm wondering, why are we struggling when the school sports program has been in existence for like forever?
Well, thank you. The dear Nigerians, especially Nigerian children and their moms at home. Just as you have thrown the question why the grassroots sport is dragging its foot in Nigeria, well, we go back to the history of education in Nigeria. When you talk of sports, school sports in Nigeria, you talk about the education in Nigeria. School sports have been in existence since the introductions of Western education into this country, back 1842. As we all know, the general attitude of Nigerians, or of our general attitude, how we take our education to be. Because sport is an integral part of education. And generally now what you observed, especially of the recent, in the past, our former leaders and our former teachers have really emphasized this area. And that's why when you look at the quality of people we have in the past and the present, there will be a lot of gap. Sport is utilized as a discipline instrument to provide honesty, discipline, and to motivate the child for intellectual acquisition. And so therefore, it is properly used right from the grassroots. And even before the existence of youth and sport and other sport bodies, you discover that it is the schools. Everybody that passed through Western education must have gone through school sports. Yeah. But however, at the current position, the winning syndrome of our Nigerian, including the leaders, it has provided a forum that only matured and ready-made athletes, they could be informed, they could not be informed, but provided the coach will gather a team and say, this is the team for Nigeria. So people are satisfied. Yeah. And they are forgetting to know that the foundation must be planned for us to have a formidable team in this country. Just like other countries I cite example, like the China, UK, all these first-class athletes that we're having. You discover they were discovered right from the grassroots, from its age 6.
We follow the growth of youth.
But here, we forget about that aspect. And that's why up to tomorrow, we are suffering.
Talk to me about that 6th edition of the National School Sports Festival that was done in Ilorin. What were the lessons that we got out of it?
Well, in our last festival, the School Sports Festival at Ilorin, we learned a lot of things from that. Quite okay, during that period, it's the first time when the Ministry of Youth and Sport come out in full support of the Nigerian School Sport Federation. Good. And that's why, at that time, Bolaji Abdullahi, the former minister, has done his best to see that the foundation is carried along with the aid of his Director General, of which, and the school grassroots at that time, they were all out to support school sport, and of which they did. And as a result of that, you can see a lot of talents were discovered. For instance, now, just of recent, the Nasa Milo are ready now to sponsor the winners of the under 13 of our last festival for African Championship, which is coming up in Nigeria. So when you see these children, most of them are under 13. The time for age cheating should be over by now. Because with the population of Nigeria of 160 million, 80% of that population are youth. So I see no reason why Nigeria should be presenting children of or players of 40 years in place of 17. When we have abundance of these players, and the only reason the coaches have to come up and work, and the other association, the sport association of the federation, should come and collaborate with school sports, so that at least we can produce what we're supposed to produce for the country.
School sports is so wide, and I'm trying to, look at the development of school sports, and I'm saying there's still so much to be done. But what is the federation doing to ensure that school sports in Nigeria is admirable?
Well, we are doing everything possible. For example, when we have the best structure, our structure merge up to the last hamlet you can think in this country, the last village. School sport is there. The only problem we have, we are financially down. We only depend on the support of good philanthropies, like cooperative like Milo, Nasa Milo have been giving us support for almost 15 years, and the Shell Cup have been giving us support for almost. You can see the impact of Shell Cup. Now the under 17 that won the World Cup of under 17, they are product of school sports. And even the coach is a product of school sports. So you can see with time, after training, with good timing and good administration, you can see the result we have impacted. And even the basketball, for some time, basketball have gone out of the country.
Yeah, I say we're doing well in the schools.
But now,
basketball.
look at it. Because of for the 15 years, the Nasa Milo have been giving us support. So you can see now the players, some of these players of the basketball that won African Cup champion and they went for Olympic, even though they have not won anything, but at least we are able to produce a team to represent the country at the Olympic, of which in the past, most of these teams are not there. So if other federal association will collaborate with NSSF, as we are now, the NSSF is making all effort towards the federal ministry to make sure that there are members of the NSSF in each of the federal associations, so that most of the instructions and most of the ideas of the association will be impacted into the schools, will be transmitted into the schools, so that at least the grassroots sport will be properly developed. And the children will be enhanced and discovered.
Thank you so much, Malam Ibrahim. I
Thank you very much.
You for coming on the program. And when we really start the school sports program, I will bring you back again. Thank you
very much.
So that's it. Malam Ibrahim Mohammed is the president of the Nigerian School Sports Federation. And today on the program, we're looking at school sports and trying to see ways we can develop it. We're going back to the basics. Okay, time for a quick break now. When we return, what happens to Manchester City? Were they mentally shattered after that defeat at Liverpool? Manchester City gradually backing off of the champion of the league title race. We'll talk about it when we return. Stay.
Receive. Have a good one. Thank you.
Receive. Show. Pattern. Show. Performance. Pattern. Show. Sure. Set match. Final.